What's going on, everybody? Doc here, Average Gamer Guys, back yet again. Last Day on Earth action, and I've got a fun, hopefully informative video here for you today. One that has been requested quite a bit, actually, over the last couple of weeks and throughout the course of this channel. Every once in a while, a comment pops up, but it seems like over the last little bit, this has been getting increasing attention, and I figured kind of a neat time capsule-esque thing to do here as we finish up 2024 and roll into 2025. This will be a neat video for me to look back at. So, as the title had suggested, we're going to jump in today. We're going to give a quick rundown of our base overview, kind of how we have things set up, how we're organized. I'm going to do this both for our main account, which is the account we've been playing since 2017. So do keep that in mind, as well as our free-to-play account, which is just cresting over a year at this point, which is really, really cool. So for the free-to-play side, if you're interested in that and you want to see how we got that progression, we have an entire playlist dedicated to that. Tons of episodes, over 100 at this point, where we walk through exactly how we got to that point. We have the ATV complete. We still have quite a few things to do over on that account. On our main account here, we're pretty much at very close to ultimate endgame content, right? We've got an ATV, we've got a very well built up base, good stockpile of everything. Really, we're just working towards a lot of the new content with the genomes and everything going on. So I am recording this as of 12/29 on 2024. So just want to share that and keep that in mind. The other thing I want to say really quickly up front, obviously, please bear with me for my voice. Been doing a lot of traveling. Fortunately, I got a little sick over the course of that. I'm feeling okay, but my voice is a little hoarse, so I do apologize for that. I want to say before I dive into these base overviews, do not take this as a showboat by any means. That's not the intent of this. In addition, this is not something for you to compare yourself to, all right? Single player game, everybody progresses a little bit differently. Everybody focuses on different things as well. Where I may be more advanced in something, you may have a better stockpile of something else, or you may be focused in a different area. Again, with our main account here, we've been playing this game since 2017, on and off for a good period of time, and over the last year plus, we've been making content around Last Day on Earth. It's been absolutely fantastic. Not to say that it hasn't come with its own set of issues, which I have been upfront about, at least given my opinion on, and tried to at least offer suggestions on how the game can improve. But overall, at the end of the day, I really do enjoy the game. I love logging in. I love playing every day. I love doing the daily stuff that we have going on right now. I enjoy the raid system. I enjoy a lot of what this game offers. So I want to showcase this, but I want everyone to hear really clearly, this is not for you to set up as a way to, compare yourself. Because again, I've been playing this account for a very, 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 very long time. I've put, tens of thousands of hours probably into this game at this point, and it's also not free to play. This is a account that I spend money on, and I'm okay to do that from my personal standpoint. I've gotten a lot of enjoyment out of the game, and I'm not afraid to make some purchases, and I just want to be really clear and upfront about that as well. So take this as just something neat to see how some players progress, and folks have been able to, get to where they are, and what maybe at some point you can aspire to do if you're interested in continuing the grind and obviously continuing to play Last Day on Earth. So let me showcase you a couple other things really quickly. I like to change out my decorations from time to time. So I've got all of my seasonal holiday decorations out. I have a base that is built around two things mainly: functionality and ease of organization. One of the things that I think is a really big challenge in this game is staying organized, especially on a free-to-play account where storage space can be relatively limited sometimes, or even for more seasoned players, it can be very easy to start throwing your things in random containers, dropping it where you have space. That then becomes a challenge as you continue to accrue materials and try to figure out what trunks you should upgrade or racks you should upgrade. So my base is fully built around being very organized. I hate things not having a spot, and then also trying to just maximize space. Storage space in this game becomes very limited, which is not a terrible thing, but it's something definitely that has to be continued to be managed. And so my base is purely built around that. It's obviously also set up to be really good at raids, right? I want to make sure that I can raid really efficiently. When I want to go and get those streaks going and just keep that going, I want to make sure that my base doesn't get hampered by anything. You'll see that on free to play, I have a lot of work there to do. So just kind of keep those couple of things in mind. So let me give you just a quick overview. So we have some fun stuff put down. We do have some decorations and some neat things. I'll show you what that looks like. But we have a full level 5 walls and not floors quite yet. We have a lot of floors actually to upgrade. But we have a full level 5 exterior. So we have all stone going all the way around the outside. We have our garage set up here at the top. And again, functionality is my key, right? I do have some cool decorations and plant a couple of things here, but you're going to see full stone going around the exterior. I have some fun decorations, like I said, just to kind of fill the space in. I also really wanted to build a base that basically maximized almost all of my space. So we haven't quite done that. I have some space obviously in the back that I could utilize, but as you'll notice here, we have full stone all the way around, or brick. I keep saying stone. Brick, excuse me. The sickness is getting to me. Everything else, we have level 4 walls or level 4 steel built down for our floors. Outside of our little area here where we have inside, we have some of our organics and a few of the other things that have to be placed just without floors. So that's the basic setup here. Let's talk about how generally we have the base kind of organized. So I dropped myself my welcome mat right into the middle. And then I try to, again, be pretty organized in terms of how I look at it. So, we have some of our fun holiday decorations, some of the stuff for the season. I change these out from time to time, just for some funness. But essentially what we have here, I have kind of my display racks. Obviously, again, I have all of the things that you would do. So that need to just be placed on the floor. So we have our cooking stations, we have our planting areas, we have our water stations, we have our showers, our outhouse, all that good stuff. As we stay up near the top here, again, I have kind of our racks set up for our guns. We have some of the cool displays here, the mannequins, which I really like. From that point, we have kind of everything broken down sort of into sections. Just again, ease of use. I like things to be close. I don't like to have to run through a bunch of walls. I like my base to be extremely open, as you can see, and I want everything to be close to each other. So we have our furnaces and all that good stuff. In each of these containers, we essentially have those materials for this. So we have our metals, we have our charcoal, we have our things that we'll break down, our scrap iron and all that stuff to be able to utilize for this. So that's all kind of set up here. The main section of the base here, we have our mod bench, and we have all of our medicines and our food, right? So that sets up here. I'm actually really excited in the genome shop to try to get another fridge. That would be great. I do have 2 medicine cabinets. So I did go through the VIP event and got the second one of these. Again, not a free to play account. So we have our medicine storage there. We have kind of our recycling area here, plus obviously our acid bath. And then, our bookshelf. Bookshelf, I'm a big fan of. Really like this storage, one of the best. We have both of our recyclers here, and then we have our division box storage. Again, I did go through the VIP event and got a second one of these because, again, for me, storage is absolutely huge, and these are great storages for a lot of different materials. So we have kind of the things I'm going to break down with both the junk repository and this little storage crate here. And then I have just some top-end materials. This is kind of my material storage. So this is where I keep like my factory parts, my springs, all that kind of stuff. Gunpowder is all kind of situated in here. This is a lot of basic materials. So things like glue and tape and like turret parts and that kind of stuff. I have all my mechanical stuff here. As you can see, I have the fuel storage. This is all of my extra fuel and like my engine compartment or engine components and all that stuff is all stocked piled here. My little lounging area, some of our fun stuff. We have the caps machine, we have the carrot dispenser, and obviously our radio. We have our garage over that way. As we kind of head over this way, then we start getting into essentially guns and armor. That's essentially how we have it set up. Now I do have the bar over here, which I really do like the storage as well. We have our kitchen stove right here. We have all of our fish. And then essentially everything here is just weapons. Now these are broken down, different storages for different weapons or components of weapons. So I have like a bunch of melee weapons here. We have all of our grenades and grenade launchers, our top end weapons right here, like our scars or VSSs, that kind of stuff. And then it kind of just tails down. Then we just have a whole ton of armor, lots and lots of armor. This is one area that I could probably really skinny up on our base. I could probably get rid of a bunch of armor for some additional storage, but just right now I have a bunch of racks of armor. As we get over here, I have a lot of my Genesis stuff. I have like an extra component or just kind of drop space here just for miscellaneous things that I don't have room for. We have our drone and our upgrade workbench. And then this right here is kind of our basic materials for sewing. So this is all my leathers, my furs. It's both in the sewing storage, which is another great one, plus my overflow for all that because I have a lot of it. Our sewing area. We have our basic benches here for stonecutter table. We have our press here, electronics lab. This is the chemical lab thing, whatever that's called. This is the hydro little plant area where you can make spices. And then I have basic materials. The storehouse is probably one of the biggest things I would recommend if you're looking for extra storage. This thing is fantastic, holds a ton of your basic materials, which is awesome. And then I have, again, some extra storage here. And then this is all of my like tools. This is all of my hammers, shovels, torches, all that kind of stuff that I'll use for tools to be able to take that down. And then obviously our woodworking benches, which we use a lot. So again, that's a really basic overview, but this is all built around functionality. I wanted everything close. So if I need to break down or put anything into a sewer's rack or sewing table, I have it right here. Obviously for furs, I have to kind of run over here. I could probably organize and bring these down. Probably to over here would be a good idea. I usually pretty consistently tweak my base as well, just to kind of optimize my flow. I don't like having to run around back and forth a ton, so I want everything to be pretty close, and this current setup for me really allows me to do that, so it's pretty nice. Again, if I need to break down any ash or pine or whatever, I have those right here. I don't do a lot with stone. I don't really use these three, the electronics crate, whatever this is called. I forget what this is called specifically. I don't even remember what it is. The hydroponic system. I wasn't far. Okay, I don't really use that a ton. I don't really use these a ton. There's not a lot of purpose for these at this point. I was making out of the chemistry station, I was making a lot of iodine, which was a really kind of rare material and used for a lot of drone upgrades. So we have that kind of going on. So that's a pretty basic overview. I have some turrets and stuff set up. I don't really fuel those up. I don't see the need for them because, again, my base can't be penetrated. I do have our dog crate over here. This is kind of my like little, I'll call it forest area. I just like having some greenery on the base. I could extend this. Really don't need the space in my opinion. I have a lot of the cosmetic things as well that you can build. So our little weight bench, we got a little chair here. We got an extra couch. I just put a bunch of plants over here because that's kind of fun. So that's interesting and kind of neat. And that's really how my base sets up, right? So I also like having a lot of access to my base. So I have a lot of doors basically on every area to be able to run through. So I like being able to go to my things that are outside pretty easily and make that accessible. And obviously we have our ATV here. I do have the little fish pond here. And obviously kind of the rest of our, I will say, specialty type stuff. We have all of our posters here set up, which is pretty cool. We have a little festive archway, metal sculpture, witch's hat, this thing, whatever the heck this is, with our wonderful little crow on top. We got our little Christmas zombie here, and that's how it's set up. So like I said, a lot around functionality, a lot around how we want to be set up. And again, one of the big things that I'm working on, there's really two components of the base that I want to continue. First and foremost is I do want to continue. I really like the look of these brick floors. I guess that's what they're called. What are they called? Reinforced floor. I'm sorry. I really like the look of the reinforced floor. I think the metal is cool, but I do want to continue to just build our base out. If they ever do go to an upgrade above these walls, which maybe we will see some point in the future, then we're ready to go and upgrade those. There's not a ton of need to do this for your base. This is just once you get all these materials, you continue to stockpile them. If you have nowhere to put them into your base. You could really do stone floors or really pretty basic wood floors for a lot of this. But again, we've had the account for a long time, and that's where we put a lot of our upgrade materials into. So the other thing that I am working on is continuing to upgrade our racks. Again, storage becomes really important for me. So I have a big variation of rack levels for the most part. I have a lot of level 1s where our just our storage for a lot of our armors are and that kind of stuff. I have some of the seasonal things here. But again, we have tons of armors. There's a lot of armor, a lot of different variations of the top end armor, Kevlar, all that good kind of stuff. So we have a lot of level 1 racks for that and for our weapons. And then as we get into materials, that's where I start to have some better upgrades. So I have some level 3s, I have some level 4s. I try to be smart about how we're setting those up. A lot of the basic materials or more advanced materials that we have, I have higher level racks for, right? And we just recently did some organization, but I have some level 4s. I think the highest I have here is a level 6, which is a lot of carbon composite, cogs, rubber, wrenches. So that's really how our base here is set up. Obviously, I make use of these good storages that we've had the opportunity to get, but there's always room. There's always room for continued improvement when it comes to storage here for the base. So that's a pretty basic rundown. Let me quickly take you over to our settlement, give you a quick showcase of that and where we're at, and then we'll jump over to our free-to-play account, which is going to set up pretty similar, but it is a little bit of a different base build as well. So settlement here, I am maxed. So I have every single one of the different rooms leveled up fully. At this point, I also have all level 5 requirements complete, with the exception of the storeroom. In order to get level 5 components, you really just need to do reinforced or whatever this is called, whatever these floors are called. Can't do it, but whatever this floor is called here, which kind of looks like a weird cement rebarb floor, you need those. So reinforced floors. This is the only one I have. We don't have level 5 walls yet in the game, so I am essentially just preparing for the next upgrade of the settlement, right? My hope is that I can have at least all of these done. Obviously hope that they don't change the requirements, but I'm working towards this to have this complete. That way, whenever we do get a settlement upgrade, we have walls level 5, we can go ahead and get that put together, and then we'll be ready for the next level of whatever this looks like for the future here with this. So we have level 4 for everything. We have a full maxed out settlement. I'm actually pretty proud of this. This is pretty hard to do, I would say. I am just really working on, again, reinforced floors here for the storeroom, and then I'm just going to start upgrading everything. So I have a lot of upgraded walls, at least through the storeroom. We have everything else that we need for the basic one, so I'm going to continue to just upgrade the walls, get everything there level 2, get these floors leveled up as we can go here. I built the settlement to be a lot bigger as well, under the anticipation that, again, we're going to get more workbenches. We're going to get an upgrade to this at some point. So I wanted to have a lot of room to be able to put down additional stuff here in each of these. And while this took a long time, this was one of the biggest grinds that I had really coming back to the game. I think this sets me up really well for the future. So I'm pretty excited about that. We have all of our storages here built in the storeroom. I'm just kind of focusing on one room at a time. And like I said, storeroom is the last one that we need in order to get all of this stuff complete here. So obviously we have everything else built up, right? We have all of the, the headquarters and everything all level 3. As you can see here, again, reinforced floors, we're good to go. So as soon as this drops, we can build level 5 walls. We'll be ready to go here. And I do play this daily. Settlement is one of those things that I try to be very, very diligent about, to be able to get these materials, to be able to upgrade this stuff. you know, I have to drop in a lot of materials. You need a lot of upper tier materials to make these upgrades, right? You need a lot of slate. Here you need oak. This is oak frames. So that takes a little while to get all this stuff put together. So, you know, reinforced floors have taken me quite a long time, probably the better part of a year, to kind of get that going and get these put in here once we got everything upgraded. But it's been an interesting journey. I'll say fun. It's been a fun journey, but that's kind of how we're setting up. And obviously we've got maxed van and all that stuff. I talk about settlement a lot in terms of helping your progression. And I just want to showcase that over the course of this, this is our storage here. Now, if you're not familiar, you don't know, when you fill this storage up, the additional daily rewards you get actually go to your inbox. So I am now pushing a ton of materials from this over into my inbox, and we'll obviously eventually have this situated and you know, all built up and have all these to be 300 here. But I am essentially just pushing all of those materials over to my inbox, which is super helpful for the future, right? That's going to be a great way. That's a permanent storage that is just unlimited capacity, at least as far as I've been able to tell. So that's where a lot of my inventory items go to. Again, I'm pushing like asbestos and rubber hose and a whole bunch of stuff here. So this is obviously taking a lot of time. This has been a lot of daily rewards, but it's also kind of a good way to put a whole bunch of stuff into our daily storage there and our inbox, if you will. So that is our main base of a very long time last day on Earth player. Let me quickly jump over. I'll give you a quick rundown of our free to play base and showcase what we got looking over there. All right, welcome to our free to play base here. We'll go a little bit quicker because again, a lot of my same philosophies for this base are similar. I do have a few things moved around and have kind of organized things a little bit differently. One of the big things I talk about in my free to play series that I wish I would have done differently is my base setup. I like to go big. I like to have lots of space. I have an idea of how much space you need in the game in order to progress. So when I kind of set out to build my original base and kind of set the framework, I definitely made it too big, right? That was one of the big things that I certainly learned from. And I'm going to be taking steps to kind of remedy that a little bit as we move forward here. So base building is one of my topics of 2025 that I want to tackle for a free-to-play account here. Raiding, we've been very successful, but I have been raided a few times, revenge raided, and have lost some materials because our base isn't really set up perfectly for that at the moment. We really kind of jumped into raiding quickly because it was going to help us with our ATV and some of the other things we were working on. And since that point, we've kind of slowed down on raids, mostly because of C4, just kind of trying to grind those materials back up, but also because I wanted to refortify my base and set it up for that. So let's take a quick look as an overview of what we got going on. So we have a full stone exterior to our base. Again, very similar. I've used up a ton of the space. This took me, again, probably way too long for a free-to-play account to set up, but we have it. We have a really nice big base set up here with a stone exterior. Now, one of the things that I could obviously go to do is start upgrading these to steel, which would keep our base very safe and make sure that we're not going to get raided. One of the things I am going to do instead is do a smaller interior section. This is one of the best ways to help protect your most vital resources. I have thought about kind of how I want to set this up. I'm still working on it, but what it's probably going to look like is use some of our current exterior walls, right? And then start to segment off some things that just make sense. If I could do a smaller interior wall kind of running around all of our storages here, down through here would be really, really ideal, right? So that's something I'm taking a look at. I'm going to try to be really smart about it. The big difficulty with that is once you place and once you upgrade those materials, you can destroy them, but you can't move them, right? And you do lose some materials in the exchange. So it's important to spend those resources wisely, especially with steel. Steel upgrades are very expensive, as you can see here. So take us a ton of steel to get these things upgraded and working. And that's not necessarily a terrible thing, but it is something for us to consider as we kind of set this up. So I don't hate my base setup. Again, very similar as you would imagine from my main one. I try to have a lot of very similar things going on. I have a lot of storage expansion still to do. You can see we don't have a ton of racks. I think that's the only one that I have at the moment, but we have some of the basic storages. We have our electronics crate, junk repository, our sewers kit here. We do have our division box, our bookshelf. So we have some good storages, which I'm excited about. But more to do from this perspective. And then very similar, right? We have our sewing area, kind of a little bit of a breakdown here just with how we have this set up, but sewing area, we have our kind of our recycler workbench-esque type stuff here. This is a lot of our basic materials, electronics crate here, a lot of our electronics parts here. As we kind of go to the top here, we have all of our woodworking and stone cutting, then all of our other kind of, things that we want to break down and continue to refine. So a bunch of our metals are in here. Kind of a center area with our storages here, and our press machine and our kitchen. Then we get into the meat and potatoes here, which is a bunch of our weapons and all of our armors. We have all of our med items here, all of our food kind of situated up in here. The fridge would be a huge upgrade for us on this account, so that's one thing that I am going to be certainly working towards as we get more and more genomes and kind of get opportunities to do that. We have kind of our open area here with our planting beds, some trees and some different stuff, our leather here, our water collector station. We do have our dog crate inside, which is a little bit of a difference, and we have a garage kind of set up at the top end here, and then just a lot of the basic stuff as you would see and kind of expect here. We have a bunch of just real crappy level 1 walls to kind of fabricate these out. I really personally don't like this. It's a good strategy for raids, to lattice work this. It can help keep your base safe. I don't like to rely on this though. So again, I'll be looking to do kind of an interior steel. I'm not sure if I just want to do it around our storages, which is pretty smart. I could extend it like right along here and do it, just to keep all of our storage area safe. Or if I want to go bigger, I probably will end up going bigger, which will slow my progress down. That's just generally how I do it sometimes. But that's where a lot of our steel is going to start going. I wanted to get a good stockpile of steel before doing that because it is important for us. But since we have the ATV already set up and, we're good to go from those major things that we want to build, we're in like pretty decent shape for that. So you have the ATV here, obviously our little raid box, and we're setting pretty good. So again, lots of improvement to do here on this base, on this account. Like I said, I do need to be upgrading a lot of these. Now that we have a lot of really good access to oak, becomes really nice. Steel becomes our bigger challenge here. So we'll keep working that down. But we've done a nice job of getting some things organized here. Again, our base is very organized for the most part. Everything kind of has its spot. And these storages have been really big for us, right? These have been great to help us kind of just keep things organized, keep things, where we need them to be. We have a good stockpile of a lot of stuff here for free to play account, and I enjoy it. So let's jump over really quickly over here. This needs a lot of work. We need to continue to build up. Settlement has been one of the big things that, again, I talk about and I focus on in free to play. It's been really important for us to do. I need to grab my daily rewards here actually before I forget. I'm going to go ahead and do that, so don't mind me here. We do have every area leveled up with the exception of walls. So we have headquarters level 3, we have the barracks level 3, and we just recently finished our garage up to level 3, which is pretty nice progress. We have been working slowly but steadily on walls level 4. I do want to kind of focus on this. This is probably our next big thing to complete here outside of upgrading our van. We've been pretty focused on van upgrades. This is something that I am working on trying to get complete, and really I think this is really good for expedition progress and can help with those daily rewards. So we're moving our way up. We're currently level 20 out of 30, but we have lots more work to do from that standpoint. As we take a look at our settlement, it sets up very, very similarly to my main account with a few variations. We have a big storage here in the middle, big storeroom area, and then again, separate rooms for all of these. They're a little bit smaller, So it took a little bit more of a concise approach, just because I knew what I was going to need to upgrade. We have some advancement, so we have a few to level 3, a lot still on level 2. We really have been working kind of on these floors to get them up. So really what I need to do is focus on individual rooms, right? So we have this one here pretty well situated. This is technically up to level 3 because I just need to power up these. So we can work that towards level 4. So it's a variation of level 2 and level 3 rooms at this point. And again, I don't have power going to this stuff. So, you know, we're kind of set up. We still have more to do. And that's really where we're sitting for our settlement here. So I can build a lot of the good materials, but the top end materials we're still waiting on. And again, frame floors has been the big thing that's kind of slowed me down in terms of progress, just because there's a lot of need for a lot of different materials with frame floors, which is one of my biggest, I would say, settlement gripes. But I also understand it from the perspective of, you know, that's the way that they can kind of time gate these things and that kind of stuff. So that's where we're sitting, and that's how our settlement is set up. I'm pretty happy with this. But again, this is one of those just daily grinds. I'm constantly going in here, trying to remember to jump over, even just work our basic materials up. One of the things that I have found to be really, really helpful actually is to work up a bunch of basic materials. You know, right now I'm trying to kind of build up our wood storage here and then focus in from that point on building things like frames or even some of the top end materials like slate and stuff like that. To kind of help you break stuff down and get to that point. So again, lots of work here on the settlement to do. I am really happy with our progress on the overall settlement, having everything level 3 and really being able to work towards good progress there. But lots still to build on the settlement base itself. So that is our main account. That's our free to play. Sorry this one took so long. Again, I do apologize for the voice. Thank you so very much for all the support. We're going to be getting really near here to 2025, so I hope you had a fantastic holiday. I hope you have an absolutely awesome New Year's, and just, you know, have some good resolutions or some good goals for 2025 for us here on the channel. It's going to be 10K subs. That was my goal for 24. We have made great progress towards that, and I really do appreciate everybody that has stuck with us on this journey, checked out our videos, thrown a like, comment, sub, all that good stuff. Our Discord has grown awesome, and I really look forward to making more content here on Last Day on Earth for 2025. So quick base overview, that's what we're looking like. If you want to join any of that stuff that I mentioned, links in the description. Go check out all of our different playlists for Last Day on Earth content. We do have a couple other channels. We do Magic the Gathering, we do Escape from Tarkov, and other games on our main channel. Those links are in the description if you want to go give us some love over there. We'd really appreciate that as we continue to grow those channels. And just thanks for being a part of this journey with me here in 2024. I will also tell you, if you're watching this point, we're going to be jumping into and showcasing our progress with the Winter of Despair event, both here on our free-to-play account as well as our main account. So we're going to have a really nice genome reward. I'm hoping for free-to-play, but also I know for a fact on our main account. So really excited for that. I think we're going to be able to open some stuff up, which I'm really excited for. And we'll do that as we get into 2025 to kind of kick the year off strong. I also have some other fun stuff kind of planned and that we'll be jumping into. One last thing I did want to do really quickly here, because I have not done this yet, is open my Christmas gift. Look at this Christmas gift. This is great. Let's see what we got. So we got the red pants, red jacket, hat. We got some turkeys, bullet cracker ammo, shotgun, and some of this other stuff maybe was from something else, I guess. I have no idea. That's cool, I guess. A shotgun's nice. Hey, free stuff is free stuff. I'm not going to complain. Thank you so very much. We'll be sure to catch you next one. Like, comment, subscribe, socials, all that good stuff. And more Last Day on Earth action coming at you this year and next year. We'll see you then. Peace.